So they wrapped up on the new Hellraiser movie, the reboot. I think people are going to be bothered by the fact in this day and age how everything's kind of being done differently. They're going to take this as that approach when really it's not. Pinhead will be portrayed by a female. If you look into it, though, going beyond the movies, beyond the Pinhead that we know, apparently the real Hell Priest Pinhead in the comics or the novels or whatever is female. So I imagine we're gonna get a Hellraiser that we're not familiar with, maybe to a little bit because Clive Barker is involved. So I don't think we're gonna get what we wanted. And that's not to say that it's gonna be bad. I think it's going to be much different from the movies. And to a lot of people, they don't know that there's actually more to Hellraiser than what we've seen in the movies. We're finally going to get that hell world. Some will be excited for that, though. And I kind of think regardless of how they do it, there's going to be people that are pissed off because it's not Doug. And we're so used to Doug playing Pinhead. It's kind of hard to let go of that. But I think this is the best way to do it, is to stick to the actual novels and the comics or whatever of Hellraiser, and that it's much more than Pinhead, the Pinhead we know. Because they can't touch that. I don't think they could ever touch Pinhead the way that Doug portrayed him. You know, he made this character so iconic. It's hard to ever fill in those shoes. The few times that they did. Now, the last guy that did it, I don't know the names or anything. I thought the movies were fucking god awful. Hellraiser honestly fell to shit after, I think, the fourth part. And they were already going downhill starting from the third part. But they really went to shit afterwards. And they had two new people play Pinhead. And the last guy was okay. He was like, all right. But the guy before that was just horrible. That was just fucking horrible. So as long as they don't do that, and like I said, they can't really. Doug made it really hard and pretty much impossible to fill in that character by anybody else. So I think this is honestly the best way to go the original way. And what by original, like I said, books, comics, Clive's vision of what Hellraiser was before Hellraiser was made, the movies that we know. It'll introduce a whole different feel and world, and I can't wait to see the imagery of Clive's messed up mind. Like, I think he's so creative, and when it comes to horror, like real horror shit, I can't wait to see the design sets and the creatures, the demons and shit we're gonna fucking see. I'm really excited for that. I'm keeping an open mind that this is not gonna be what we know Hellraiser to be at all. However, I don't think it's gonna be bad. I think it's gonna be done in such a creative, artistic way, and I'm excited to. Gore, a lot of gore. I'm really hoping for a lot of gore, because that's what they can keep from the Hellraiser franchise of anything. May not be Pinhead, but please keep the gore, the gruesomeness of it, the blood. It was fucked up. So that was the main thing I really liked about it. So this should be interesting to see. I know a majority of people are going to be pissed off with it, like I said, but what are your thoughts on this reboot? It's going to be on Hulu. Yeah, it says here the reimagining of Hellraiser will debut exclusively in the US on Hulu. So it doesn't say a date or anything, but it does have a quote here. Having seen some of the designs from David Bruckner's new Hellraiser film, they pay homage to what the first film created, but then take it to places it's never been before. Barker said in a statement, Clive, this is a Hellraiser on a scale that I simply didn't expect. David and his team are steeped in the story's mythology, but what excites me is their desire to honor the original, even as they revolutionize it for a new generation. That sounds promising, I think, coming from Clive. He's bashed a lot of the Hellraisers, so I just hope that this I just want this to continue, and I hope we get something great. Unfortunately, it's not going to be Pinhead, the Pinhead that we got to know.